And it's so hard to talk about. It's so hard to talk about, but we're going to talk about the time I was sexually by my um, hairstylist. Hey lovies, welcome back to Queen J's World. It's your girl Queen J back with another video. So today we are actually going to be talking about it's another story time. It's actually I mean, it's so hard to talk about. It's so hard to talk about, but we're going to talk about the time I was by my hairstylist. So stay tuned if you're excited to hear about that. Let me see. All right, so today we're going to talk about the time I was by my hairstylist. So if you guys are original OG lovies from way back when, then you know that I like to do different things with my hair. Ever since I started cosmetology school, or even before then, I just like doing different things with my hair. And sometimes most of the time I have a unit on, but sometimes I want to do something like with my natural hair, which is rarely. But I got tired of wearing my units and stuff like that, so I was like, well, you know what? I'm just gonna do, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get my hair, cut and stop. And I ended up getting a curly perm that time. This was way back when. It wasn't too long ago. I want to say it's about 2 years ago now. But anyways, to make long story short, I went in the very first time I went to the salon. I'm not gonna name the salon because everything has been hashed out. Everything has been handled. Let me start from the beginning. Alright, so I was going to restart it, but I decided that I actually do like the footage. I want to do everything raw, like this is not rehearsed. I want it to be really raw so that you guys can get the full truth and the full story about what happened. But, okay, so let's start from the jump. I actually... so I wanted to get my hair done. I wanted to do the curly perm, and there wasn't anybody in the city that really did it. I actually booked an appointment and went out to get it done in the salon. Like, I sat down in the salon, and once he started, like, he sat me down at the bowl and was like, what do you want? When I said what I wanted, he was like, okay, we don't do it here. So I found someone that actually did it, and it was a salon that my family had been to or whatever before. So I was like, okay, well, let me try this out. So I went to the salon. It was a guy that was doing my hair, and it was an older guy, and I thought he was gay. Really, I thought he was gay. So he assessed my hair, let me know what was going to go on with my hair, and blase blase, and it was going to look good, blase blase. So I got my hair done, bada bing bada boom, everything looked good. You guys can see from the video. So then I went back a second time. That was fine, in and out. And y'all already know how I like to dress and stuff like that. I dress for myself. Okay, I dress for myself. But anyway, so one day I went in there and I was going to get my little retouch, and I had to get a wax afterward, I think. And I think I was going to get nails or whatever. I can't remember. But I know I was starting to make a video on it, and then I decided to stop. So I already have like social anxiety, and this was the height of everything, where I didn't really know what everything was that was going on with me, and this was like the beginning of my depression phase and everything like that. And so yeah, so I go in there, and for me, I'm gonna tell you guys, well, I'm not gonna tell you until I get to that part. So getting my hair done, and then we got on, I forget, I think they were talking about the Playboy Bunny owner, the former owner that went to jail because of, behind or harassment or whatever of those women. And like he has so many cases or whatever coming out, so I think he ended up going to jail. I don't really know the whole story, and they were talking about Cosby and stuff, and I was like, oh, and it made me think of Pepe Le Pew. Oh, no, I remember what it was. They were talking about people getting canceled, and there's so many people getting canceled nowadays, and canceling is like new. This is for the new age kids. But yeah, if they don't like anything, that's something that you said, something that you did, and they go back way back in your past. If they find something, one little thing, if you're on the top, honey, you're getting canceled. So don't cancel me, honey. Don't cancel me. I didn't do anything to deserve it. But anyways, so yeah, so I had on my, when I went in there, I had on my blue dress or whatever. I wasn't thinking nothing of it. Again, I think this man is gay. Like, I heard him talking about his wife at one point or whatever. But to me, he's gay. Like, the way that he looked or whatever, and his eyes was crossed or whatever. So, but anyway, but that has nothing to do with, you know. So, blase. So we started talking about Pepe Le Pew and how Pepe Le Pew was getting canceled because now the kids, the new age kids, younger 20s, I'm in my later 20s, but the newer 20s, they're like, oh, we don't like this because Pepe Le Pew, he would like throw himself on people and on women and just keep on like trying and would like grab a woman or whatever. And they were like, okay, this cartoon is promoting, you know, and our SA, we'll say SA. So I was like, oh, you know, I was telling him, I was like, it's just a show, you know, Pepe Le Pew, it was funny to us back in the day, and there's no reason for him to be, you know, canceled and taken off of stuff like that, because nowadays, like, that was way back in the gap. Nowadays, no, that is not acceptable, and it's not cute for a show, just like Johnny Bravo, that kind of thing. Like, I don't agree with it nowadays, but way back when we were kids, we thought it was funny. But yeah, so now let's fast forward to where the stuff gets juicy. So he puts the product in my hair, combing it out, whatever, and I'm on my phone. This was also around the time that I had the P-Valley audition. So I'm telling him, you know, I'm really excited about it. I'm like, oh my God, like they're watching my videos so many times. I was so excited about it, and he knew what P-Valley was. You know, if you know what the show is, you know what the show is. But I had a major role audition, so it was like really, really exciting. So I was, you know, telling him about the dance stuff. He's like, I want to see, you know, like bugaboo, doing this to me while he's over my head. Like, he's at this point, he's like rolling my hair and stuff like that, and he's, let me see, I'm not gonna finish until you let me see. I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll let you see the little audition video, whatever. But the thing that I was wearing, I had like a skirt and I had like a bodysuit or whatever, and the bodysuit was like thong up the back or whatever. But, you know, I'm just thinking, again, I think this man is gay still, and so I was like, okay, you know, this is my hairstylist or whatever. Yeah, we talking about my audition, this and the third. I'm gonna show you the video. So I showed him some of the video, and he starts going, ooh, that's you. I'm like, yeah, that's me. What you mean, ooh? He's like, ooh. I'm like, oh my God, let me just turn this off because that's ridiculous. So he's like, hold on a second. So he starts, I'm seeing how he's moving now, and he starts doing other things, help other people out to get like the other customers out of the shop, out of the salon. So he tells me to go to the bowl because now at this point he's done rolling my hair. And he sent me a text message or whatever. Send me on Instagram, I want to see some pictures. I was like, I only have like regular pictures, like I don't know what you're trying to see or whatever. And then he texts me like while I was under the dryer, send me your Instagram handle. I'm like, whatever, this is my Instagram handle. So we go to the bowl, and finally, like, I'm just sitting at the bowl waiting to get rinsed out and stuff like that. And he's like moving around the shop and just helping people get done. Finally, everybody was out of the shop. Not yet. He came back and he said, he said, you got any more videos like that? I was like, well, not like that. That was my audition video. He was like, find me another video. So I just found him a regular dance video. He's like, no, I want to see a video. So I'm like, at this point, I'm like, damn, are you going to do my hair? Like, what's going on? And like me, I'm socially awkward. I'm going to just tell you that 100%. I'm socially awkward. And so when all of this is happening, my mind is not working like how your mind would probably work. My mind is telling me, oh my God, like, can you just finish my hair? Like, how do I nicely say finish my hair without having to show him any more videos? Like, I just want my hair done. That's it. Like, I'm engaged. I was not attracted to this man at all, whatever. So while he's washing my hair out, now this is before he got everybody out the shop, because I know I'm jumping around because I'm trying to remember it correctly. But this is before he got everybody out the shop. Like, I'm laying down in the bowl, and he's like, kind of like rinsing through my hair. He didn't take the rollers out yet. And he's like, hey, have you ever saw this movie called, I forget what he said, Strictly, something feminine, something, I forgot what he said the name of the movie was called, something. And I said, I was like, no, I've never seen that before. And he was like, something like Indecent Exposure or something like that. Indecent Exposure. I don't know what it was. Something like that. Then he was like, I was like, no, I don't know what that is. You know, I'm just innocent little me. I'm still innocent. I'm green. Okay, if you want to see a 30-year-old that is green right here. Okay, I'm green on everything. So I'm like, no, I haven't seen that, blah, blah, blah. He was like, well, hold on a second. And so he went, and that's when he finished and got everybody out of the shop. So now it's only me and him in the shop. And he comes back and he's rinsing my hair. He was like, basically on Indecent Exposure, or whatever the name of the movie was called. He was like, the woman was sitting, she was in the salon, or either she was sitting in an office chair, I forgot what he said. And he was like, and she had on this dress, kind of like how the dress you have on now, kind of like that. And she didn't have any panties on, and it was a guy across from her, and she uncrossed her legs and opened up, and she was exposing herself or whatever to him. And he said, I'll be right back. I think it was one more person in the shop at this point. So he said, okay. So in between all of that, he was asking me for another video. Stay on track, because I know that I'm not. So in between all that, he was asking for another video. So I was like, okay, let me just find a little video, whatever, a little twerking video. So that's what I did. I showed him a little 1-2. It was literally like 3 seconds of like twerk or whatever. Just to get him to finish my hair, y'all. Just to get him to finish my hair. And he was like, oh, that's you. I was like, yes, it's me, whatever. Close the video up. So he finished, you know, doing that part or whatever. And he came back and he was like, let me see once we sat back down. He was like, well, he said, I'm not doing anything until you show me that audition video again. I'm like, oh my God, like I already showed you. No, I'm not showing you anymore, because now I know like how he was like, come on. I was like, what if somebody comes in? He was like, oh no, I didn't say that. I didn't say that yet. He was like, show me the video, everybody's gone. And I was like, okay, I'll show you one more time, because now at this point, like, I'm getting frustrated. I just want you to take these rollers out. I want you to style my hair so I can go. Like, he really does really, really good hair. I'm not even gonna lie. And so he was like, well, just show me the video one more time. So I started showing him the video, and that's when he was like, oh yes, you mind if I get the then he was like unrolling my hair and stuff, and he said, you mind if I get the styling lotion or something? I was like, yeah, whatever. So he walks back. So then all of a sudden he comes back, and he starts like massaging my shoulder, and he's like, ooh, you know why my video is playing, whatever. So I shut it off, and I turned around. Y'all, I turned around, and this man had his whole thing out. His whole pee-pee was out. And he had his pants was like he was still holding his pants. I was like, what is going on? You know, he was doing all this and that. So I jump up out the chair, and I ran over like toward the other side of the room. He was like, this how you got me? And he was okay, and if you use your imagination, but he was like, this how you got me, how you do me like this, I'm like, like me, like in my mind, I was just like, oh my God, is this really happening? Is this really happening? I need my hair done. Do I leave without paying? What do I do? Because I forgot to tell you guys, I was asking, I said, what if somebody comes in? What's going on? He was like, nobody's coming in. I locked the shop. Nobody's going to come in. I'm like, oh my God. And he told me I was his last appointment for the day. So I was like, oh my God. So he's just like, yeah, you like that? And I'm like, no. And so he comes over to me to where I ran at. Like, now I'm in the corner of the shop, y'all, and I'm terrified. Like, I don't know what's about to happen. And he walks over to me still doing his little thing or whatever and moaning and stuff. And he, came up to me and I was like, oh, so I kind of, I'm just laughing it off, like the most nervous laugh. But I'm kind of like, I'm pushing him off and telling him to stop and stuff. And I say, you married or whatever. And he's like, yeah, and you engaged. I'm like, oh my God, like I'm really not about to get out of this. He raises my dress up, y'all, grabs my ass. I had a handful of my ass and was just going to town, like on himself or whatever until he, finished. And then after he finished, he was like, look what you made me do. Look what you made me do. Or whatever. He finally let my butt go. And then he went clean up. It's like, ooh, I'm sorry. And I'm just like, I am mortified at this point. I am mortified. This old man just basically almost RAP'd me, and I was just in a situation where I had my phone with me and everything. I didn't think, like, my mind went completely blank. I didn't think to film him. I didn't think to do any of that. I was just like this nervous laugh and I was just kind of stuck. It's like whenever you're in shock, like I really thought that he was about to hurt me. Like, y'all, I was really, really scared. So after that, then he, did that cleanup, whatever. I sit back down and he immediately stuck his hand down, unzipped my stuff and stuck his hand down my shirt and was like messing with my breast. And then he like pulled it down to like where he could see. And right now, like, I know y'all like, why you ain't fight him off? Why you ain't be like, bitch, why you ain't do this and the third? I was in shock. I'm green. This has never really happened to me before like this, by a stranger anyway. And I'm just like shocked and really just don't know what to do. And I'm thinking, how am I gonna pay? This is the only thing on my mind. How am I gonna pay? How am I gonna get out? Because I'm locked inside this shop. How am I gonna pay? How am I gonna get out? So like my thing was to maintain my coolness, like be cool, let him finish my hair and get me out of this shop. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like survival mode kind of happened. And I'm like, okay, I need to get out of this shop. So he finished my hair and he was like, I don't even know how, like, it just all went blank after that. And I remember after I paid him, he came in and locked the door and let me out. And I never went back. But before that, so I get home and I told my fiance the same thing, the same story I just told y'all. Back then it was a little more vivid though. But I told him the same story and he was like, what? He said, these people, he's saying, now I feel like these men playing with me. They playing with me. That's disrespectful, man, disrespectful. I feel like going back to that shop in front of all his customers and with you or whatever and confront him in front of all his customers. They playing with me, He was really, 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 really mad. He said, what? And he still charged you? I was like, yeah, I still pay. I had paid $80. I was like, yeah, I still pay. He was like, oh, no, give me the phone. We about to get your money back. So he ended up calling on my phone because he knew that he would answer. So he answered. And he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm messed up right now because I just found out my friend has brain cancer or either brain tumor or something like that. And I'm in the hospital right now, blase. And my fiance, trying to give a sob story. And my fiance was like, I'm sorry, we all go through stuff, but I'm gonna need for you to send her money back, or we can go and we can handle it like that, or we can come to the shop in the morning and we can handle it like that. He was like, oh, I'm gonna send it back. He sent it back via Cash App or whatever. And he was like, I'm gonna send it back. I'm so sorry. Like I said, I'm just not in my right mind. Blase. Try to sob story us and stuff. But y'all, so long story short, he ended up sending the money back. I didn't even have him send it back to my Cash App. I had him send it to my man's Cash App, and I haven't even thought about going back there. But it's just like these men, and then hearing about the little 16-year-old girl with the stepdad and stuff like that. Like, these men, once they get in their 50s or 60s, and not just that, like men in general, are so disrespectful, and you really have to have your guard up. I'd have been so mad if my microphone wasn't on. But you really have to have your guard up with these men. And ladies, it's really important for you to take self-defense classes, because when I was in this moment, the only thing I could think of is the man's strength that he had in his hold on me. Like, I was like, I can't really fight. Like, I can't really. My mind went blank. I went blank. And in those type of situations, you don't need to be going blank, honey. So it's really, really important. Like, these men are really out here down bad out here, and it's up to us to protect ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's not going to be a situation it's going to be a situation one time where your man is not around, like how he wasn't in this. And I had no, like I said, I just went blank. I was a deer in headlights. Like, what do I do? And the only thing I was thinking was, how do I pay? And I can't finish my hair by myself. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm really green. I'm pushing 30, but I'm still really, really green, because I wasn't raised the type of way that some of these women are being raised now, or, you know, the wildness. I never had that. I never had whole days. None of that. I'm just good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just good. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's really important, ladies, for you to get self-defense classes and learn how to protect yourself against these strong men, and keeping them away from our sacred areas, okay? But yeah, so long story short, I did get my money back. I never turned back. I never went back there. Yeah, that was my story time. Right now, if you guys are new here, become a lovey. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, comment down below. Have you ever had a situation similar happen to you, and what did you do to get out of it? Did you ever go blank like how I did? Let me know. Comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.